My little flip, or whatever that thing is giving up the ghost. So here's what the rally looks like so far. And I'm hoping, see, this is a little bit bigger crowd than it had a couple of Saturdays ago, so hoping it gets bigger. It looks like it might with the traffic.
They won't be able to buy munitions for that gun. So how do you explain to the person that served this country, may have served on foreign soil, yet he comes back to the state of Maryland and under the governor's proposal, he won't be able to buy munitions for a gun he bought legally? There's something really, really wrong.
Yeah, it's called Marco now.
The last in the governor's bill that definitely jumps out to you should read. This plus 30-page document was slapped together in the middle of the night. You can tell when you read it. It's the idea that he defers to the superintendent of state police. They refer to him as secretary of the bill over and over and over again. Why it's so important that you came here today is we need to hold the governor accountable.
This is E.J. Pipkin.
Is passing a bill, and they're going to have the state police write the regulations afterwards. As all of you know that are in this crowd, those regulations aren't going to favor gun ownership in the state of Maryland. In no way they're going to do that. So there's lots of problems. But we're also up here today with offering solutions. All we've done is going to tell you about his solution related to those who use a gun in a commitment of a crime, shouldn't get parole, shouldn't be able to plea bargain, shouldn't get the munition credit. It's a brilliant bill. Let's put a security officer in each of our schools.
He also talked about it being a poll tax.
A list of bills along with others in the General Assembly to issue the mental health issue so that those that shouldn't have guns won't have them and be able to use the system to keep them from owning guns. And you know what? At the end of the day, when you talk to people one-on-one, they're more worried about the mental health issues of guns than they are worried about assault weapons bans or munitions guns. Well, let's deal with the real problem they're going to protect.
But I'll share a story with you that I had a chance to share with another group of proud individuals that joined me down here on Lawyers Mall a couple weeks ago. This is why our Second Amendment rights are so important. I had a conversation with some Marines. As you all know, I am a Marine officer.
Yeah.
But he looked at me and we're sitting across and talking through a civilian and he said, well, you know what? You really don't need an assault weapon to go hunting. And I agreed with him, Ken. You don't need an assault weapon to go hunting. But I said, imagine if you will just for a second, on that glorious day when our revolution was just about to start, as the most powerful army at that time, the British Redcoats started making their way across the Atlantic. What if there had been a bill passed that says, you know what, all you need is a bow and arrow to go hunting with? And as they made their way across with their muskets, with all we had were our bow and arrows, we would not be standing here with the privilege of the Second Amendment, the greatest nation that the world has ever seen.
Yeah!
That were at least equivalent to our adversary and our enemies that were trying to come and take away our freedoms.
Yeah!
Unless you are willing to make a global ban on assault weapons, which you're not willing to do that, I will not be giving up my assault weapons anytime soon. The Second Amendment is not about hunting. It's about ensuring that if any tyrannical government, any adversary, any enemy, any advocate of evil tries to make their way to my home down in Charles County, they'll be met with enough resistance to change their lives. He said, I can tell, Charles, you don't trust the government. trust but verify.
That's right.
Listen, I know I can't take too much of your time, but I want to share this story with you. I was deployed in the Kosovo. That's how important your weapons are. And as I was making my way on my last round, I was just a lowly little platoon commander, a lieutenant. You know how you all feel about, well, I know I've got some military folks out there. Where you at? Yeah! Lieutenants, please excuse me, I was a lieutenant. I know you work for a living. I was not a butterball, I was a first lieutenant, thank you very much. And now that I'm a major, I'll make you do push-ups, so keep it up. Anyway, I took one last patrol around as dusk was coming down in a little village called Cernicha. And on my way around, before we took that patrol, there was a family that came, and some of y'all heard this story, but it's worth repeating. There was a family that came on a horse and buggy that stopped and approached me at a checkpoint and said, there's something we want to give your Marines. I said, okay. So they said to the back of our wagon now, again, I'm a trust but verify guy, so I grabbed a couple of my munitions and a couple of my Marines. We walked over to the wagon. I said, why don't you lift that cart? He lifted up and there was a case of Coca-Cola. Can you imagine how that felt? I've been on MREs and water for a long time. I tell you what, I could care less if those Cokes were hot or not. I enjoyed one. Then I took the Cokes, we spread loaded them across. About an hour and a half later, I made my way down through a village. I got to cut this off, so I'm hurry up. And when we made our way around through a village, we ran up on this gentleman, the same one that gave us a case of Cokes. And he was looking at his home as it was demolished by his enemy at the time, tears coming down his cheeks. I looked at the gentleman. Of course, I'm a Christian, so I caved in with my principles, and I said, listen, what can we do to help you? His response was simple. If you would just, he said, I don't need your help. Just provide us a perimeter so I can begin a security perimeter so I can begin to rebuild my home for my family. Our country. That is why we're here today, off work, to make a statement that under no means, no time, nowhere, I don't care what your rank is, whether you're governor, whether you're general, or whether you're a legislator, you will not take our Second Amendment of rights from us. We will bear and we will keep by any means necessary.
Where'd he go? This is the line to get in to testify, 3 minutes a person. Battery's dropping, so I'm going to drop this.